How do we pursue all our dreams with only 24 hours in a day?
How do we learn to love ourselves despite all of our flaws?
How do we strive to be better when perfection can't really be attained?
Hello, madams!
It's your internet atis again, answering your questions and figuring out our own answers as we go along.
I am Rizza LANA-SEBASTIAN.
I am Ayn Bernos.
And you're listening to the Bootcamp for Grown-Ups in Progress,
Camp Confidence.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bootcamp for Grown-Ups in Progress, Camp Confidence.
Welcome back, mga madam. And for today's episode, we're going to be talking about something very close to my heart, which is traveling. Super duper love traveling. So, but not just any kind of travel. We're going to be talking about revenge travel, which to be defined by our dictionary.
According to an article from Mashable, revenge travel is a term that means traveling as a way of making up for lost time during the pandemic.
Yan. So, yung mga napag-iwanan ng panahon because 2 years tayong stuck indoors. We had to cancel a lot of our trips in 2020 and 2021. Yung mga nakamiss ng family abroad, yung mga hindi nakauwi sa probinsya. This is our time to shine, and this is what revenge travel is all about.
Totoo. And we will be talking about our plans, saan ba namin gusto pumunta. So this is such an exciting episode. But talking about revenge travel, madam, nauna ka na. Inunahan mo kaming lahat.
Alam niya naman, lakwachera. So as a lakwachera, the first thing, obviously, that I thought about was to get out of here because that's always been my luho, as I would say before, na whenever, even when I couldn't really afford it, the biggest luxury to me was being able to get out of here. And yun talagang pinag-iipunan ko. That was when I was in my early 20s. It was the reason why I worked. It was my greatest motivation to travel. So when we were allowed and the restrictions were finally lifted, my first trip, was it my first out of the country trip? I guess ito yung pinaka-revenge travel. Kasi ito yung pinaghandaan ko ng bonggang-bongga. Pinag-ipunan ko talaga. And I always said, as soon as I can go back, I will go back. So I went to Spain in 2022 last year. And it was such an amazing time. Dati kasi ako nag-work doon and I visited my friends after the pandemic. May baby na siya. Si Janica, my roommate.
Hi,
Imagine.
Janica. Napapanood lang kita sa the vlogs before.
Tsaka nakikinig siya ng podcast natin pag naglilinis siya.
I love it. Okay, fun fact. Super quick lang. Napanood ko si Madam Ayn sa Spanya. Nung una ko siyang sinubscribe on YouTube, napanood ko yung nag-aano siya, maglalaba siya. Pupunta siya ng laundry shop sa Espanya. Sabi ko, I like this girl. Subscribe.
Thank you. Nakakatawa because that's so on brand for you because that vlog that you're talking about, it was a productive Sunday in my life.
That's
Naalala
why I
ko
clicked
yun.
it.
Kasi it was Vlogmas. Tapos, naglalaba ko on Sundays. Tapos nagpa-plan ako for my Christmas trip. I remember that. But anyway, so Spain was the trip na talagang pinaghandaan ko. I stayed for 2 months. Tapos, actually for me, ang whole thought process ko dun was, I want to take a break from work because I've been working nonstop since, fortunately, since the start of, since the middle of the pandemic when I got TikTok. Parang tuloy-tuloy na yung work ko. Tapos, I wanted to give myself time to conceptualize and work on my novel. And it was based in Spain. So, ayun.
It was research and development pala.
Oo, it was research and development talaga. Grabe talaga. Panaginip talaga siya for me. It's really a dream come true to be able to go back to Spain. And I've been wanting to relive my time there, but on my own terms. Kasi yun yung one of the things that I really wanted to do. Kasi when I was living in Spain as a language assistant, I was an assistant teacher. Medyo mahirap because number one, ang bata ko, homesick ako, hindi ko afford masyado yung lifestyle that I was fortunate to have here in Manila na parang syempre, pinagluluto ako ni mommy.
The convenience.
Diba? Yung convenience na pinagluluto ka ng nanay mo, mas masarap yung pagkain mo. Another thing, when I used to live there, wala akong window, madam. Did you know that?
No.
Wala akong window.
Talaga ba? Okay.
Wala akong window, guys. And it's honestly like super sad when you don't have access to sunlight. Yung pinaka-access ko to sunlight was our common room. Yung living room area, may window doon. Pero our window did not look out onto the street. Ang labas na ang window namin, yung kapitbahay.
Dingding ng kapitbahay.
Window din ng
Window din.
kapitbahay. So nakikita namin, sila may TV, kami wala.
Oh, ay, doon na tayo makinood.
Like, as in, basta anyway, for the longest time, my revenge travel, quote unquote, was to go back to Spain on my own terms na afford ko siya. Tapos parang, yeah, ayun, yun ang ginawa ko. That was the plan. Nakapag-travel ba kayo?
2022. But it wasn't with Josh. With Madam Lelit.
Oh, right!
Yeah, we went to Singapore.
There!
Sabay tayo.
Magkasama tayo.
Oo, magkasama pala kami doon. Pumunta kami ng Singapore for... Pumunta kami pala ng Singapore for this beauty conference. Kasi ito, si Madam Ayn, sabi niya, oh my gosh, Madam, merong beauty con. Punta tayo. Ganon. Tapos sabi ko, oh sige, ganyan. Tapos, yun, first travel namin with Madam Ayn, with Madam Lelit din, may co-owner ng Let's Glow. Hi, Madam Lelit.
That's so funny.
Ayun. Tapos nag-tour kami sa TikTok.
TikTok headquarters,
TikTok
we visited it.
Yeah, we were also with Nina that time.
That was the first time you met Nina.
Yes,
I think
yes.
it was also the first time I met Nina.
Ah, talaga?
Yes, oo. Si Nina of Colorette, if you guys don't know, bakit hindi? Si Nina, that was the first time we met her sa Inan.
Oo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi yun, that's where we became friends.
It was super, well, friends na talaga tayo way back, online. Pero first time lang naming nagkita-kita in real life. And it was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. And I think maybe we can talk about the whole planning process. So if you guys haven't traveled yet, or if you guys want tips on traveling, hopefully this episode will be helpful for you so we can tell you guys more about our travel planning process. Alam niyo, mga type A people, and very talaga kami sa pagpaplano ng mga trips na to para nakakatipid, para pasok
Efficient.
Yes, and talaga magagamit yung time wisely.
Correct.
Maybe, ikaw, madam, what are your planning must-haves, or what do you need to do before you go out of the country or you go out of town?
Well, syempre, basics, passports, we have to double check everything, hindi pa ba mag-expire soon, etc. Next is to know kung ano yung mga requirements to travel going to that destination. Like for me, nag-Singapore ako, kailangan na meron pa lang yung sa Vaxcert na QR code.
Oh,
dapat
problema kayo dun,
nahasal
diba?
ako doon. Nang parang ilang hours na lang travel ko na wala pa rin akong Vaxcert. So, it's very important. Although, siguro ngayon, baka nag-i-ease up na. Mas hindi na strict. But, yun, you just have to know all the requirements kung saan kang country pupunta. Kasi very, very important. Kasi baka may mga documents silang need, tas wala ka, tas parang, diba, sayang lahat ng effort. Third ko is, ako, talaga, food travelers kami ni Josh. So, when we plan on going somewhere, we read blogs, we watch videos to see kung saan ba sulit kumain or masarap kumain.
Yeah. Naalala ko kumain tayo sa Singapore. Remember the Michelin-starred restaurant?
Yeah. Hawker Chan.
It was was it Hawker? Yeah, it was Hawker
Hawker.
Chan. It's a very affordable restaurant. It used to have a Michelin star. I think wala na siyang Michelin star ngayon. Pero masarap pa rin naman. Yeah, it's very good. Kwento ko lang, when I was planning my Europe trip, na-deny ako ng visa. Slay.
Yeah. I remember that story.
Yeah, that was so crazy. And the thing is, I didn't think na made-deny ako because, like I said, ngayon, pinaghandaan ko na siya. 'Di ba? Nag-ipon na ako. Like, I have all of the documents. And I was so shocked na parang, why would you deny I mean, na-approve na ako before, di ba? I mean, before nga, I had every chance to stay in Spain and yet I went home to the Philippines. Tapos deny nila ako.
Apa, teka.
But here's what I learned from that experience. So when I was denied a visa in Spain, I went through a travel agency. And because I was traveling for 2 months, it's very unusual. Na parang, what would you do for 2 months, diba? It's quite unusual. But let's say meron kang family na i-visit, my friends can i-visit. That's not super unusual because you have people you want to be with.
Right.
Kaso, I guess yung naging advice sa akin was to plan everything na an itinerary. Parang that was the main advice. But I think it worked against me because number one, it didn't seem feasible. Parang
Right.
kasi it was just prepared for me. It wasn't my real itinerary.
You went through a travel agency.
Yeah, I did. And then they prepared everything for me. Tapos hindi siya, I guess, I don't know, like parang I just let it be.
Sige
Like
na nga.
kayo na lang bahala to fix my paperwork, ganon. But then, when I sent in nag-appeal kasi ako, kasi you can appeal through the Embassy of Spain. Tapos nung nag-appeal ako, I did it all myself. As in, I wrote the letter myself. I had it translated by my Spanish ex. Tinranslate yun nung the guy I used to date in Spain. Tapos, sinabi ko pa yun sa jowa ko. And he's so secure. Ang chill niya lang. He was like, yeah, go ahead. Okay. Kung ako yun, mag-threaten ako. Charot.
Ay, secure
Not
din tayo. Kasi hindi tayo
Well,
nasa-threat. Eme!
But anyway, so what I did to get that appeal approved, number one, in-explain ko sa cover letter ko very, very meticulously my purpose of traveling to Spain. And for me, it was, hello, I'm a content creator. I want to create content while I'm in Spain. So yun, number one. Number two, you need to establish what your ties are to the Philippines. Ano yung uuwian mo sa Pilipinas? May negosyo ka ba? Meron ka bang trabaho? Meron ka bang school? Kung anong meron ka dito, ipakita mo yun. Number two, if you have they don't recommend this. They don't recommend that you buy your flight before you get approved for a
So,
visa.
visa muna before, ano.
Yun ang sinasabi nila para
Aha.
daw hindi masayang yung pera.
Okay.
But then ako, I already
Alam ko
paid
na,
for
I'm
it.
claiming this.
Oo, bumili na ako. Pero the first time I submitted it, hindi ko pinakita because sabi nga like don't
Wow,
buy muna. Pero ako, when I appealed, I sent it. Like, I already have an Airbnb. I already have a flight ticket. Just approve me. Like, I'm gonna go back.
Right.
And then when it came back, na-approve ako. So I was like, okay, never mind.
Sinasabi ko na sa inyo.
Hindi siya one size fits all. I think at the end of the day, it all boils down to making sure that you have all of the documents to prove your ties to the country and just being true. Like, just saying exactly why you're visiting. If you're there as a tourist, just say that. If you're there to visit a friend, just say that. And ako, when I was able to do that, ayun, pinabayaan na nila ako. They let me travel. It was so fun. What I would do differently though, I think I wouldn't go for 2 months again. Ang haba niya pala, guys.
Talaga?
Ang haba niya. Akala ko before, kaya kong magbakasyon ng ganun kahaba. Hindi, madam.
Ako alam ko sa sarili kong hindi ko kaya magbakasyon ng ganun kahaba.
Sobrang haba, madam. Tapos parang kating-kating ako to work again. So yeah.
I think that's also what's nice about traveling. You get to reset, you get invigorated. Alam mo yun, parang pag uwi mo, talagang motivated ka. Okay, I have so much creative juices. I will work. I am excited to work. That's also why, inano na namin, kumbaga parang nirelive namin ni Josh yung kagustuhan naming mag-travel. Kasi kami ni Josh, very homebodies kami talaga. As in, as much as we can, bahay talaga. Pero we realized kapag kunwari may mga konting out-of-town trips kami, like we went to this nice hotel in Batangas na parang okay din talaga sa feeling na makasing hot ng beach, ganun. Makasing hot talaga. Kasi I don't know, I really like being near the beach. It relaxes me, it resets everything. And totoo talaga siya eh. Akala ko dati parang woo-woo lang na kapag nag-travel ka. Pero parang, oh my God, masaya pala talaga. Yeah. So that's why, sabi namin ni Josh, for 2023, every quarter. Hopefully.
Ooh, every
Hopefully.
quarter.
Kahit ano lang, Batangas or La Union, mga ganon. Na at least we take a break from work. Kasi kami ni Josh talaga very, talaga kami, pukpok talaga kami with
I
work,
know.
even weekend. So, with everything going on
Napapagod
in
ako
our
sa inyo
lives,
eh.
with everything going on in our lives, kailangan talagang consciously, i-ano namin yung sarili namin na wait lang, pahinga tayo. Kahit 2 days lang, kahit overnight, ganon. So,
Saan kayo next nyo pinaplan to travel?
kami, ang pinag-iipunan namin right now is we're looking at going to Japan this June. I will need your tips.
Madam, we plan on going also.
Kailan?
Tokyo. Probably around the same time.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Okay, magkikita ulit tayo.
Magbibigay ako ng tips, guys. Because did you know that I used to live there?
Yun na nga yung...
Per slay!
Yun na nga yung side
Side-
stare ko sa'yo kanina.
Oo. I used to live in Tokyo when I was 22. Dami ko nang pinagdaanan, no? Kala mo, ilang lifetimes. Pero ayun, maganda sa Tokyo, especially if you stay in the central area, Shibuya, Shinjuku, madali lang siya. But also, if you're staying, gano'n mo katagal plan mag-stay?
We're looking at 2 weeks para hindi
Yes.
sayang yung visa.
Oo. And if you have 2 weeks to explore, might as well take the bullet train to either Osaka or depende sa personality niyo eh. Like what you
Kami
really
ma-food
love.
talaga.
Ma-food.
Ma-food kami. Tapos si Josh gusto nang pumunta sa Akihabara.
Slay.
Doon.
Per.
Yeah. Yun, doon namin gusto pumunta. Yun yung pinag-iipunan namin for June. Kasi may mga friends din siyang going there. Mga mga gamer friends. Tapos doon, magkikita-kita din sila in real life. So, yung mga, mga girlfriends, partners din nila, parang medyo close ko na rin. So, parang, it's exciting na we get to
It's a
see them in
group
real
trip.
life. Tapos, pero yung mga quarterly, yung as in yung mga pang-weekend, weekenders lang.
Yeah.
Ayan.
That's so nice. Especially you're starting your Airbnb business. So, kailangan
If you
ng-
guys don't know it yet, mga madam, we will be opening up an Airbnb sa Batangas. Hopefully, when this episode airs, ay na-launch na namin yung
Yeah.
Airbnb that's in Laia, Batangas. So, if you're planning on doing your revenge travel, punta na po kayo sa Seco Villa.
Is that what you
Yes,
call it?
yep.
How do you spell that?
Seco, Seacove Villa.
C-O-V.
Seco
Cove.
Villa.
Oh, love that.
Ayan. So,
Okay, speaking of Airbnb, we have some data from 2022 based on Airbnb's recent data. Mas na-enjoy ng mga nag-start ng kanilang revenge travel ang nature and sea. That's really interesting because like, I don't know, I feel like pre-pandemic, a lot of people would go to cities like Tokyo, yung mga ganun. Pero now, nakaka-miss, I guess, especially post-pandemic. Well, nasa pandemic pa rin tayo. Pero yung nature and sea, nakaka-miss siya, especially after being so enclosed in a tight space for so long. Oh, actually, I just got back from Boracay kasi tinur namin yung mga pinsan ng jowa ko sa Boracay. So, it was really nice. Funny story, nagsuka yung jowa ko sa parasailing.
nakita ko
Because-
yung story
Yung
mo na yan.
TikTok.
Yeah, yung TikTok na yan.
Oh my gosh, guys, kasi what happened was, so I've been solo traveling for the longest time. The last time I was in Boracay, nag-parasailing ako mag-isa, meron pa akong picture. As in, alam mo yun, kasi when you go parasailing sa Boracay, you get a boat, tapos that boat brings you everywhere sa sky. So when I went there the last time, mag-isa ako, tapos sabi nila like, Ma'am, mag-isa ka lang, sino kasama mo? Ganyan. Siyempre, strong, independent woman. Tapos, nung bumalik kami, sabi ko, yes, may jowa na akong kasama. Madam, nakatawang-tawa talaga ako kasi pagdating namin sa sky, sabi ng jowa ko, oh no, hindi na ako pwede maging astronaut. Tapos nasuka siya. Pero ako, oh my gosh.
Yun talaga yung naisipan
Yun
niya,
talaga
no?
naisip niya. And take note, madam, he's not even an engineer. Hindi siya engineer. Hindi siya scientist.
Bakit ba?
He's a chef!
Wag nating pakialaman ng trip niya sa buhay, okay?
Pero hindi ko imagine. Like, imagine, andun kami sa sky, nasa langit kami, tapos nahihilo siya. So, una niyang iisipin, hindi na siya pwede maging astronaut. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, slay.
Support.
Mm-mm.
Support.
Super. But, yun nga, natawa lang ako because it reminded me of, like, just the thought. I had this Pinterest board called Adventures for Two for when may jowa na ako.
Baka.
Tapos yung cover nun is yung nagpa-parasailing na magjowa at may selfie silang ganun. Madam, yung selfie ko, expectation versus reality. Yung reality ko, pinagtatawanan kay jowa ko, tapos yun ako ganun.
B-word.
Sorry, pinagtatawanan ko pa rin siya hanggang ngayon. Pero grabe talaga. It's so fun. But anyway, just goes to show na minsan may mga bagay na kailangan mag-isa pa rin tayo na ginagawa natin mag-isa.
Ilaban lang natin yan,
Oo.
mga madam.
Yeah,
Okay.
pero love niya ako enough para
Totoo.
sumuka from the sky.
Revenge traveling is really nice. Pero, ayun nga, this is also a reminder, mga madam, na yes, may mga revenge travel bandwagons, pero it doesn't always necessarily mean na you have to go with the wave, etc. And alam naman natin na dito sa Camp Confidence, we always remind our madamhood na okay lang namang hindi sumunod always sa bandwagons. And
it really depends on what you need, what you can do, given what you have. Yun nga, parang bloom where you're planted. Make the most out of the resources you have. Yung ganun.
ako noon, naalala ko madam, kasi nung wala pa akong budget talaga, may mga trips with friends na I really say na, pass muna ako kasi wala pang budget. And it's okay to say that. And especially if, hihiramin mo pa yung pangbayad, ganon. It's okay. Ako, ang dami kong trips ng friends na napass. Ang daming mga trips in my life na, yun nga, nagpass ako kasi walang pera. And it's okay. And, yun nga, honor your pace, honor your wallet.
Yes, always.
And create strategies na lang moving forward on how you can increase your income and how you can eventually afford it.
Yes. What would be your advice to somebody who is passing up on revenge travel opportunities with their friends, pero gusto nila ma-experience yon? What would be your advice in order for them to be able to do that time-wise, also resources-wise?
Ako talaga, I always advise na increase your source of income. Kasi if yung job mo right now doesn't allow you to create these opportunities, gawa ka ng ibang racket, freelance ka, racket dito, racket dyan. Kasi naalala ko ako noon, sobrang dami ko rin talagang racket. And it freed up my finances to eventually afford a ticket. Kahit piso fare pa yan, every cent, every peso counts talaga. And ako nun talaga as a tipid person, talagang, tsaka hindi ako nahihiya na nagpapasa ko na, okay lang, wala akong pera. Yung ina-admit ko talaga na next time sama ako. Additional source of income. Next is to save up. Yan talaga, very, very important to save up. So, meron ka ng bagong racket, di ba? So, magtabi ka ng kahit konti doon na, okay, travel fund ko ito. Yeah. Kahit gano'n pa yan kakonti, kahit 20 pesos, 100 pesos, yung habit talaga of saving for your travel will eventually help you.
It's so helpful as well if you are the type na you want to find opportunities. Syempre, usapang racket. Alam niyo mga raketera tayo dyan. One of my very first solo or without my parents na travel, nakuha ko because of an internship. So, it was a travel magazine internship and they sent me to Baguio. Tapos super saya ko nun because I stayed at the Manor. You know why? Kasi ang cover girl namin that time. So, I wrote for Explore Philippines magazine. Our cover girl was Casey Concepcion. Tapos, syempre, nakabook siya sa Manor the whole time. Okay. She was there. She was supposed to be there. Kaso, the first day, it was just the staff. Kasi I was writing an article about food. So, wala pa nakatira dun sa hotel niya. Wala pang nagsistay dun. So, sabi nung editor ko, di mo na stay sa Manor. Sabi ko, oh my gosh!
Is that even a question?
And it's such a nice hotel. Tapos parang ako, I was 20. or 19. I think I was 19 then. Tapos, I went to Baguio to eat at all of these different restaurants. As in, sinerve nila all the best sellers. I ate them. And then I interviewed the owners. Tapos pag uwi ko, sa manor ako humiga. Parang, that was so amazing to me na parang, okay, I gained career opportunities, but at the same time, I also got to travel. And then I realized na there is a way to travel as you work. And I mean, now it's definitely different because I work as a content creator, so it comes with a lot more freedom. But at the same time, there are still opportunities out there that allow you to travel. So ngayon, actually, spoil ko na sa inyo. I think by around this time, nakalabas na siya sa YouTube channel ko. So I'm starting a series where I tour different staycations. So, yun yung next kong ginagawa.
I love that.
Yeah, so because I love traveling, I thought, hindi ko naman, I'm not the kind of travel vlogger who can tell people, okay, dito tayo ngayon. Guys, hindi ko talaga kaya. But what I can do is tour people sa different places that I go to. And it takes a lot less time. It takes hosting skills, which I think I do have. So it's about, making opportunities for yourself that fit your lifestyle. So right now, at this point in my life, that's what makes sense. Maybe in the future, you never know, nagta-travel ako kasi may resort ko. Charot.
Love it.
But-
Manifest natin yan.
Iba-iba talaga. It really looks different for everybody. And I think it's a good reminder that travel is what you make it. It doesn't have to look like how other people do it. Bahala ka sa buhay mo. In shorts.
Totoo. Sorry, one more racket tip. Kapag magta-travel kayo, maghanap kayo ng iaangkat.
Iangkat.
Iaangkat. So, for example, pumunta ka ng Japan. Kunwari, di ba, balak namin pumunta ng Japan. So, maghahanap kami doon ng mga pwedeng bilhin. Tapos, pag uwi, ibebenta namin.
Pasabay.
Not just pasabay. Pwede, that's number one, pasabay. Second is kung ano kaya yung mga pwedeng mga anime figurines na pwede namin mabenta dito sa Philippines. Tapos, mga ROI mo pa yung ticket mo.
Meron akong tita ng friend ko. Nabuhay siya sa nagfa-fly back and forth from Bangkok. Yung mga clothes in Bangkok,
Right.
they did that. So like, all of the clothes, yung maleta nila, puro damit lang from Bangkok. Magkakaibigan sila. So, yung kinikita nila doon, na-cover na yung ticket nila, na-cover pa yung everything nila. And then they have the profit.
Yep.
So it's really nice. There are so many ways to make the most out of your travel and make travel work for you.
Yep.
That being said, guys, let us know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Let us know on Instagram, Twitter, at Camp Confidence Radio. If you guys are planning on any trips, if you guys want to do any trips in the future, sabihan nyo kami kung saan nyo gusto pumunta. And if you guys want us to talk about any of our future trips or kung gusto nyo pa more tips about specific destinations, just let us know. Para alam namin mga madam kung saan nyo gusto pumunta. Yeah, and if you are listening on Spotify, don't forget to subscribe and follow, and of course, give us a 5-star rating. It helps so much, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!